Hello, welcome to Monte Carlo to Marlow. This podcast is sponsored by the Marlow Living Loyalty app. Welcome, Anthony, founder of Dark But Friendly, to Monte Carlo to Marlow. We're in Danesfield House, where is your drink in the bar?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And what cocktail are they making?
So they just did a little festival last weekend. I believe they were doing the Fr'um the Dark Sides, which is kind of like my twist on a Mai Tai.
Okay.
So there's a very famous bartender called Trader Vic, and he used to
I remember Trader Vic.
So he had a Mai Tai recipe which had no sort of, other than the lime, there's no fruit. So I've taken his recipe and I've just added like a little dash of pineapple juice in there. And that kind of helps bring out more of the fruit from the rum.
Rather than your Scotch Bonnet heat.
Well, the Scotch Bonnet's always going to be there in the background, and that works wonderfully with almond syrup and the acidity from the lime. So
They talk about how you got into making cocktails and working behind bars.
gosh. So I was about 18 years old, and that's when I first had my first ever bar job. Prior to that, I was bar backing. My dad got me into one of his friends. He was the manager of a hotel called the Master Brewer, just off the A40 in Hillingdon.
The glamour.
Yeah, the glamour. And, I learned sort of the fundamentals of hospitality, even from doing things like setting up boardrooms. It's like, where does everything go? Everything has a place.
So was your dad in the hospitality industry?
He's like, he liked to help out because
Okay.
he found it very sociable, especially when he used to be in the army. So when he wasn't doing army stuff, he was helping out his friend in the Master Brewer Hotel. And the great thing is, it was just across the road from where we lived.
Super handy.
Literally crossed the road and we were there. So from the age of 16, it was quite a safe place for me to go and work in. Yeah, it's one of Dad's friends. So I grew to trust the general manager. Really thankful of that opportunity, because prior to that, I wanted to go into acting, and I was really sort of interested in stunt work, and
Oh, wow.
I used to throw myself downstairs and things like that. But
Now you just fall down the stairs drunk.
yeah, not with Fr'um.
No, of course not.
With the whole aspect of bartending and bar backing, I kind of saw that bartenders were kind of performing. And this was like late 90s, early 2000s. So, Flair bartending was really big. And I just used to think these guys
Cocktail
were rock
film?
stars.
Are we thinking Tom Cruise? Was it around that time?
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Because, I mean, like...
But I think of like TGI Fridays in London and
Yeah.
places like that, where cocktails suddenly were really glamorous.
Do you know, if it wasn't for TGI Fridays, there wouldn't be much of a bartending industry in this country. It'd still be pretty much looked down upon. But TGI's really paved the way for
So that was from
professionalism.
America, really, wasn't it?
Exactly, yeah. But you have to do things like learn how to flare, free pour tests. Which I don't necessarily agree with free pouring, but it's part of the theatre that they offer.
Yeah. And it gets people to the bar, it's people ordering more.
Yeah, it's a performance.
Yeah.
Some people just want their drink straight away, or other people
they want to watch it being made.
So yeah, I used to look at bartenders like they were rock stars, and I just saw that aspect of, oh my God, like they are performing. It's like being on a stage.
So that was your little actor gene then satisfied?
Completely satisfied. That's why I still kind of do it, because...
You must still enjoy it.
Yeah, there's an adrenaline that comes in that feels like the adrenaline you get just before you walk on stage. You're like, there's no turning back. It's like being on a roller coaster. It's like you reach the top side, there's no turning back.
Even in a kind of a quieter establishment that is a restaurant rather than a kind of a busy, buzzy bar, do you still get that same feeling?
Yeah. I used to work at the Hand and Flowers, 2 Michelin star restaurant. Everything's really precise. At the end of the day, you're still the bartender, plus still, okay, they're not going to the Hand and Flowers for the drink, they're going for the food, but
you've got to match that kind of food, haven't you?
Trust me, if it's me, if I'm working behind that bar, I'm gonna elevate it. And I was lucky enough to open their new bar back in 2013, so that completely felt like my home, felt like my space and my stage.
So how did you get to work in the Hand of Flowers? I mean, that's a big jump.
Yeah.
What was your journey before you got there?
Around 2006, I think that's when I first started the Hand. So it was just pre-credit crunch. And the pub company I was working for had a pub down the road called The Lion. When Tom and Beth moved into Marlow to open up the Hand and Flowers in 2005.
You're really good with your years, Anthony.
I'm very good with my years, yeah.
Yeah.
So back in 2005, they opened up the Hand and Flowers, and then they used to come to The Lion and drink. We had the late license in Marlow on a Sunday night. Everyone used to come, especially industry, hospitality professionals. You had people from Danesfield House, you had people from Clayton's, the Marlow Bar and Grill, which is no longer there.
Yeah, Piccolinos.
Piccolinos. Everyone would come to the Hand.
Good atmosphere, I bet.
Yeah.
Those late night
Yeah,
people.
very good. We had a couple of pool tables, and the Lion was just a hub in Marlow. And then pre-Credit Crunch, the Spirit Group, who own the pub, where like we feel like we need to close down a few of our sites, and luckily, actually, we were one of them. So after getting to know Tom and Beth, I phoned Beth, which is Tom's wife, at the pub, and I said, "Oh, you wouldn't mind if I came and worked for you, would you?" They're like, "Oh, I don't know if there's enough room." And I said, "Well, there's this bar being built in Beaconsfield."
Crazy Bear, yeah. I used to live near the one in London.
Oh, really? The Fitzrovia?
Yeah.
So I did a few months at Fitzrovia.
Field Street.
Yeah.
It did look amazing.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, that light. I remember having the history of the light being brought over like, piece by piece from Paris, each bit of crystal. Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you what was really good. I first went there as a customer, and like the toilets were...
Oh, the toilets, yeah.
It's just trying to find the toilets on this black sheet of marble. Brilliant experience. But
and you could look through to the men's, couldn't you?
Exactly.
There was the hand thing.
Yeah.
It's become such a thing now, hasn't it? The kind of selfie in the loo thing.
Yeah.
But Crazy Bear back then was one of the early, I would say, fancy loos in London.
Yeah. And the glitz and the glamour of it really fitted
in. The way you sort of sat down where the bar was, those pony skin.
Eye level with the bartenders. And
so
I really like that because it put everyone on an even...
Yeah, it was really, really different to have that, wasn't it? Yeah. So Crazy Bear was opening in Beaconsfield.
I just, after seeing the Crazy Bear photos, I really want to. It's still one of the best bars that I've ever worked behind because it's so geared up for cocktails.
You must have been making a cocktail back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, because I was there a lot. I lived in Charlotte Street.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of, when it opened, it really was the place to go.
Yeah. So Charlotte Street Hotel was just across the way as
practically parallel. Lived just behind.
Was next door.
Yeah, I could see Rocker from my living room. And Rocker had a good like Sochu, their bar downstairs, where they made their own Japanese vodka.
For me, the Crazy Bear was somewhere where I wanted to be. So I told this to Beth, and she's like, "You know, the owner actually comes and eats in here. So yeah, come on." So I started at the Hand, and I learned a lot about food. I still to this day remember Tom showing me where the loin from the venison comes from. And he just had this way of explaining everything that was really foolproof. I think you can see it on his menus. He sort of just showed me on my body, and I was like, right, I really get it. And this came because I was watching him butcher this deer. And
amazing experience that you get to see what's going on in the kitchen as well.
Yeah, I learned so much.
Yeah.
I think the Hand and Flowers is probably the biggest contributor towards what's made me me. I was there for 14
It's a long
years.
time. Yeah. And to be around such creative people as well.
Yeah. And just sort of naturally creative people. But also what I really love is they're just pirates. They're kind of dysfunctional.
But aren't they the best creative people?
Yeah, completely dysfunctional human beings.
Yeah, I think you need that to be creative, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. Jumped on board, worked at the Hand and Flowers from 2006. And then by 2009, I remembered about the Crazy Bear. And I was like, I've really got to go. So I left, parted ways, obviously on great terms. And I went and worked at the Crazy Bear. And it was, again, some of the most formative years. I was there for 3 years.
And what are you learning? So when you're behind a bar, the atmosphere, is obviously a great sort of part of the job. But
yeah.
In terms of what kind of cocktails, can you remember really popular cocktails at that time that you were making? There
was this cocktail called the Chi-Chi. It was such a crowd pleaser that every bartender who made it would say, yeah, this is the cocktail I created. And it had like half a passion fruit in it. We'd serve it with a little spoon so you could eat the seeds. Was it passion fruit, puree, pineapple juice? I mean, what's not to like? Yeah. There's lime juice in there as well, and it created this nice frothy head.
Like the French martini. I still like a French martini. It's making me
Yeah.
want to drink again. I haven't drunk for 5 years.
Oh, really?
Don't drink anymore. But I did get through quite a lot of nice cocktails back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your favourite?
I liked French martini.
Yeah.
I definitely went through the Cosmo phase. But I remember I used to go to the bar at Claridge's. Because it was so busy and buzzy, I hated that it came in a martini glass because you'd just spill it.
Yeah.
And so I used to have my Cosmopolitan on the rocks in a short glass.
Nothing wrong with that.
I still love a Moscow Mule.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd say that's probably my favourite.
Yeah. Moscow Mule's so simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of makes you wonder how that became a cocktail.
It was the first ever cocktail, apparently.
Yeah, it's all marketing. I believe it was two brothers walking around bars trying to figure out a way to sell their vodka, which incidentally was Smirnoff.
But I thought it was earlier than that, Moscow Mule.
So Smirnoff was created back in the 1800s.
Really, that long ago?
Yeah,
That's
it's been going for a
amazing.
very long time. So, I mean, there's been alcohol brands before that because it all stemmed from pharmaceuticals, apothecaries.
Yeah.
So alcohol was being used as an agent to extract compounds anyway. I wonder when it was when we figured out that you could actually drink it.
You could make alcohol from anything, I guess, really.
Anything that has starch, all you need is yeast, sugar, and a still. Alcohol's always been something that I've really respected as well because I've never drunk it to the point of obliteration. There's been a couple of times.
What have been your drinks over the years that are kind of,
Daiquiris.
is that your thing?
Daiquiris, old-fashioned.
Straight in with a daiquiri.
But daiquiris are my favourite. That is my mark of a good bartender. If you can shake 3 ingredients and you can taste the strength of the rum, you can taste the tartness from the lye, but you can also taste an equal balance of sugar, then you're a great bartender. Yeah.
Are you
So
always a cocktails person?
if I go to a pub, let's say it's a boozer in London, a Guinness, I'm not even going to
Attempt to cocktails.
No, because I'm not.
You don't want to
feeling
be
it from that
disappointed.
pub.
Yeah.
So if I went to the Devonshire in Soho, brilliant pub, would I order a cocktail there? No, what they famous for? Their Guinness. That's what I'm having. You've got to play to your strengths. If you have a crew of bartenders and they're not cocktail influenced, yeah, you can train them, but I'm not going to go and order a cocktail from Wetherspoons.
I'm not even going to
And
go
I'm
in
not-
Wetherspoons.
I'm not. Wetherspoons is great.
Only 'cause I don't drink.
For like £3.
The Wetherspoons in Marlow is like being at an airport. It's so enormous.
Yeah.
Every time I walk through it, which is just really what I do, walk through to go to the car park,
Yeah.
I can't get over how massive it is.
It's massive, but it's a beautiful building.
They've done a really lovely
I
job
think
of
they've
it.
really respected.
Yeah, it looks great. I'm not really a pub person
Yeah.
anymore.
There you go. You're not going to order a cocktail from Wetherspoons.
No, I'm ginger beer and kombucha. That's
Yeah.
what I'm drinking these
Okay.
days. Yeah, they're my
Yeah, I
things.
went through a kombucha phase.
So you went to Crazy Bear
Yeah.
and then you stayed there for how long?
So I was there till 2009. I was Lourdes Dooley. And she was like, we've received planning permission to build our new bar. We'd love for you to come back and open it for us. So, of course, I went back.
Had to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was at a stage of my life where it just felt right.
Ready for a move. Yeah.
Yeah.
So while you were there, when did we get the call to make this?
So this.
And where are we calling it from?
Okay. So went back to the Hand and Flowers, started back in 2013. I've been there for 14 years, right? So you start to get comfortable.
Yeah.
You kind of start to feel untouchable, which
Yeah.
is very dangerous.
Yeah.
And I just needed something
Yeah.
else. I wasn't sure what it was. Anyone who knows me knows that I've always loved my rum.
Yeah.
And I was approached by the Henley Distillery. A lady called Vicky there had followed my career a little bit.
Did she tasted your cocktails?
Probably. I think, maybe she tasted the parts of the Caribbean at the Hand and Flowers.
Was that your signature? So what's in that? Oh, cool. Or
So
we're allowed to know?
Plantation dark rum,
Yeah. Yeah.
lime juice, pineapple juice, Angostura bitters. And then I'd get a cube of sugar, so theatre style,
Yeah.
a piece of sugar on a metal disc, douse it in Angostura bitters and set it on fire.
Of course you would.
So by the time that fire has extinguished from the sugar, I'm ready to add that into the shaker. So for me, when I'm making it, that was the first thing I do, and that's my level timer. So I prepare everything else. When the fire's gone, tip that in, give it a good shake, and it just created this really wonderful wine style drink. You could really taste the spices from the Angostura bitters in there. Garnish with the dehydrated lime on the top. Really proud of that.
Amazing. But you're not there anymore.
No,
Do they still serve it in your honour?
that menu hasn't really changed much, but there's a seasonal section which obviously does change. And yeah, Hayley, who I kind of trained up in preparation for me to leave, she's doing a great job there now. But Fr'um, I mean, 2023 was the year. That's when I was approached by the distillery, I think in February time.
Okay.
And it only took us...
I was going to say, it's 2025 and we're holding bottles. That's pretty quick to hang around.
It's very quick.
Yeah.
So what a lot of brands do is they stockpile. They'll keep on making until they've got thousands of bottles. So some people want to start with a run of 10,000 bottles. And I didn't have the funds for that. I couldn't be making loads of stock in it just sitting there somewhere. Yeah. It has to sell. So this is all grassroots stuff. It was, started with my own cash.
So when they approached you, what was the offer then from them that you would be able to make it on their premises?
Yeah, they effectively, we come up with a recipe, trial it, which we did 3 different trials, and they make it. So I still make the syrup that goes in there.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the flavouring agents. But other than that, it's quite hands off.
Did they allow you to have carte blanche?
Full. I mean, it's my rum.
Yeah.
They were just going to make it for me. So the help that I got was, is it actually feasible? So with this, pineapple and Scotch Bonnet rum, a lot of people are like, where did that idea come from? Which I'll get to. I knew from the very beginning that's what I wanted to do. It was about me creating a syrup, which I have done before. But I used white sugar, and I knew that I wanted, in a rum, I want things to be more cakey. I want there to be a bit of colour. Again, didn't have enough cash just to throw rum in a barrel and let it age for 3 years. So I needed to add colour somehow. And I wanted to do something that was flavoured / spiced.
Yeah.
They just helped me develop the rum to go with that syrup. With the idea, it came from me being about 5 years old. I was on my granddad's farm in Jamaica, and I didn't tell everyone this, but I did.
You are now.
I watched him slaughter a pig.
Okay.
So that's quite a harrowing.
For a 5-year-old.
For a 5-year-old.
Well, even for my year-old as well. Yeah.
But do you know what? I kind of understood that that's where food comes from.
Yeah. If you ate meat, it is coming from somewhere.
You can love an animal and you can eat the same animal at the same time. I remember having it, jerk pork on the barbecue, pineapples and Scotch bonnets.
That was the flavour.
That was the flavour.
And do you think that always stayed with you?
I love chili, especially Scotch bonnets. My favourite chili. Like, I can have it on anything. With cheese, it's great. My grandparents used to pickle them in vinegar with other pickling vegetables. And that's delicious.
So you knew your flavour.
I knew my flavour.
And what about the name?
So Fr'um comes from a blend of my nickname. So when I was at Hand and Flowers, I started growing my hair, and Tom Kerridge just started calling me Fr'um. The only time my wife has called me Anthony was when we got married, which was weird. Who's that guy? So yeah, I'm Fr'um. And then we just did rum.
Makes sense now you say Fr'um.
Fr'um.
Thanks to a bit of Tom Kerridge influence with that. And does Tom drink?
Tom doesn't drink.
I was going to say,
he used
Tom
to
drink. Okay. Has he ever tried it?
No. So I gave him the first bottle I put on the bar. I gave it to him. He opened it up. He smelt it. He's like, get it away from me.
Dangerous.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
what I do now sometimes, because I don't drink anymore. I haven't drunk for 5 years. Just because I can't handle the hangovers, really. I really enjoyed lots of different alcohol, but I never had a problem with it. I just feel like my body can't handle it anymore. Yeah. But sometimes if someone's got a nice wine or a cocktail, I'm like, let me just smell it.
Yeah.
And just that smell, I kind of get it still.
I think, it's enough. I don't have to taste everything. If we're doing a wine tasting at work, especially if I'm on shift, I'll taste the first couple. But after that, you just need that clear head.
Yeah.
And I completely respect people who have given up alcohol.
I could have a drink and it wouldn't open up a floodgate of me drinking it forever.
Yeah.
It would open up a headache that would take me forever to get rid of. It just doesn't, the body just doesn't want it anymore. You just got to listen to your body.
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think it's a bit of a trend now. What do you think of a lot of the non-alcoholic drinks and gins and botanicals that are coming out? Are there any that you kind of tried and you like?
Yeah, I'm a particular fan of Pentai.
Oh, yeah, I know them.
Pentai Coastal Spritz especially is gorgeous. It's like a non-alcoholic Campari or Aperol.
Yeah.
I've
I've had the non-alcoholic Aperol, actually. They've got it in Dolce Bolla here in Marlow.
Okay.
It's really nice. There's a Crodino Spritz, which is a bit bitter as well.
Yeah.
And then there is actually an Aperol, non-alcoholic Aperol.
Great.
And it tastes better.
I think it's great that all these options are coming up. And at first I was a bit skeptical, but upon tasting, the first one I tasted was Seedlip. And what a guy behind it. Yeah. Seedlip was something that kind of made me go, this can be done.
Is there an option for a non-alcoholic rum?
From
Not from me. Is there a plan to make any different flavours?
Yeah, absolutely. My first thought is this has been on the market.
It's not long, is it?
It's not long enough.
And how has it been received? Where are you getting it? Where can people drink it?
So if you're online, you can go to our website frumcom.com.
Follow you on Instagram as well.
Follow me on Instagram. You can get it from Master of Malt, which is a very big retail online spirit platform. You can find it in sort of local shops like Grape Expectations.
And is this what you're working on now? Just getting the word out? And,
getting it more to sort of farm shops and doing summer festivals. So we've got Carfest next.
So how are you going about marketing? Because obviously you've got a big company like Henley Distillery making it. Do they help you with the marketing, or is it like now you're on your own?
Yeah, okay. So it's pretty much they make the run, they leave the running of the business to me.
Okay.
It's my business, I own the recipe, which is great. But I'm doing everything on a shoestring. So when it comes to marketing, I'm really utilising Instagram and
social media.
You know, different visuals.
What about collabs? People that are like-minded, smaller brands?
I've made some good collaborations over the past 2 years, and we did a deal with the Notting Hill Carnival where I basically sent over half my batch, and we were on trucks and floats. And
how did that go? It
was weird because we were sharing a float with YouTube and BBC. It's very weird with alcohol advertising with those companies, so we couldn't shout out about it so much.
Yeah, that is tricky.
But
you talked about ITV, that you were on something.
So you know, I've been working quite closely with Andy Clark. And, you know, he first came into the Hand and Flowers with his husband. They stayed and Tom got me over. We started chatting. I was like, oh, this guy's really cool. You know, I think he used to bartend as well. I just thought, this guy's really cool. He's so, like, brilliant and
he just gets
flamboyant. I love it. Took him over to the bar. He tried it. He was like, oh, my God, we've got to do something with this. And waiting for that right time was difficult because he must be so busy working with other brands. But I sent 2 bottles to him, and he took it to Love Your Weekend about a month ago now. And it's had a really, really positive response. I think as well, what really helps it, especially in my mind, is that we won gold at the IWSC, you know. And
did they find you, or did you put it up for an award?
So I know about the IWSC and how they blind taste spirits. And for me, I was just like, what's the harm?
Got to be in it to win it.
So even though it's a flavoured rum, I entered it under, you know, as a spiced rum. And I've always said it's spiced because it's spiced with cacao, cinnamon. I've got real sugar in there. And then obviously there's a Scotch Bonnet chilies. But, you know, over time, people understand it as a flavoured rum.
How would you drink it? Straight or? It's
definitely straight.
Yeah, there's not a cocktail that you'd make with it.
Well, with Fr'um.
As a mixer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like telling people how to drink their drinks, but no. With fiery ginger beer.
Everything's good with fiery ginger beer.
Fiery ginger beer.
Yeah, but you're a bartender. Yeah. People would expect you to give them the best flavour combination.
So I'll make them, you know, from the dark side, for instance. I knew that had to be the signature cocktail. You've got Fr'um, you've got lime, you've got Angostura bitters, you've got pineapple juice, you've got almond syrup. I mean, what's not to like? You can do a dark and stormy riff.
Yeah.
With a fiery ginger beer, Angostura bitters, fresh lime juice.
Are you making these on Instagram? I don't think I'm seeing you make cocktails.
I've made a few, but this is a thing that I kind of struggle with, is what do I put on Instagram?
I think you've got to make cocktails and put them on Instagram.
There is a guy on Instagram, actually, TikTok, who I need to... This guy called Lincoln. So I find I do pick things very carefully because I am
You're considered about things. Yeah,
very considered. Yeah. It's not about me making
It's not the bish bash bosh Jamie Oliver style.
No. This is very much kind of like I want to.
You're dark but friendly.
Yeah. It's my personality. I will talk to anyone and get on with anyone, but at the same time, I'm also reserved, maybe a bit shy.
But I still think I understand, we've discussed before about sort of putting yourself out there on social media is like for anyone.
Yeah.
But I think what is great about social media is it is free platform. And I remember when Twitter started, because I am that old, and it was really rogue. You didn't know who you talked to, who was following you.
Yeah.
And I still think it's got that as much as algorithms and all the nonsense that goes with Instagram. But I think that it's a great way to just put yourself out there and you just don't know who's going to see it.
I mean, I agree with that, but I'm someone who started bartending before YouTube was a thing. The basic YouTube came about 5 years later.
You didn't grow up with it.
I didn't grow up with it.
I love Instagram because I love the visuals. I love taking photos. So I understand what you're saying, but I think when you've got your own brand and you've got limited budget and you are trying to do things on a bit of a shoestring, you can be a bit smoke and mirrors with things and you can make things seem a lot glossier than they are.
Do you know who is great at that? That's my wife. So when we're at
I've met your wife. She's great at marketing.
When we're at festivals, she'll grab the camera and these videos together. And it's something that, even though I'm shy, I'm better in front of the camera. I had a lot of that kind of training from the Hand of Flowers.
Because you're on show, aren't you? Like you say, when it's, time for the bar to be open. So I guess you've got to get into that headspace.
Yeah. I did this play called Road, and it was the first play I'd ever heard that was filmed or shown in the round.
Oh, yeah.
What that basically means is the audience follow you from scene to scene. And
there's no back or front. It's all the way around.
I had this scene where I had to just be in my underwear. I was probably about 17 years old. And I just remember that feeling of, oh my God, I'm not on the stage. Literally, I can see my mum and everyone.
But you don't have to make cocktails in your underwear, Anthony.
No, but I need that safety barrier.
Yeah.
I need
I think Val's your safety barrier. I think you should be. I can see your channel now.
Yeah.
I can see you making cocktails for your wife.
Yeah.
I think that would
I think that will catch on, and she kind of gives it a little judge. Absolutely.
But it's still a marketing tool, really.
Yeah.
Because I think people want to see the colour, they want to see you make it, they want the theatre of it.
Yeah. And I think as well with the podcast, I don't mind seeing a few mistakes, especially if I did start a YouTube channel, which watch his face.
Yeah, no, but people prefer that. And when brands are making content, people don't want to see the polished content. They want to see someone like drop something on the floor and go, oops, sorry.
Yeah.
And it's people that are making their own content that is like we are now with just a tripod.
Yeah.
People prefer that. They don't want the polished glitzy stuff, They don't want loads of filters. They just want the real you. So I think that could be your way forward. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for today. We're going to give it another little Fr'um bottle check. Well, I think we might need to come back to you when you've got some more exploits and adventures going on, because it sounds like you've got quite a lot in the pipeline.
Looking for a busy December.
Brilliant. Okay. Thanks so much, Anthony.
Thank you.